There is no denying that Red Bull Racing have been absolutely dominant in Formula One over the past couple seasons. In fact, they've been so dominant that they've broken countless records over the last year and a half alone. However, it just doesn't feel like enough. Sure, it may be great for Red Bull Racing, but what about the rest of Formula One? In this video, we're going to go into the true problems that come with Red Bull's dominance. So sit back, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into it. To make this easier, I'm going to split this up into 4 different categories. The first issue with Red Bull's dominance is the lack of competitiveness that it has brought to the sport. Of course, there have been instances in the past where constructors have been dominant. Our most recent example of this is Mercedes-Benz AMG winning 8 consecutive championships from 2014 until 2021. But even then, it just felt like the rest of the field, or at least the two teammates, were more competitive against each other. The essence of any sport lies in its unpredictability, and then when one team establishes a prolonged dominance, or even worse, one single driver, the thrill of closely contested races basically diminishes. Spectators crave unpredictability and excitement, both of which end up suffering when the outcome of races becomes more predictable due to the overwhelming success of a single team. The second issue is a combination of a Red Bull issue and a Max Verstappen issue. In the future, it's going to be very difficult to have someone be in a car alongside Max Verstappen. Ever since Daniel Ricciardo left, it's a well-known fact that Red Bull are unofficially favoring Max Verstappen in every decision they make. Now, this is all fair and justified because he extracts every drop of potential and then some from the car, but this definitely can't be what Red Bull would like for the future. Even though they have a phenomenal car, all drivers are aware that they would be coming into Red Bull as a sidekick to Max Verstappen. Now, this may be fine for the time being, while Max is still performing at an ultra elite level and Red Bull don't mind having a potentially weaker second driver at the moment, but what are they going to do in the future? Surely at some point, Verstappen's driving will take a downturn, and that is when Red Bull will have some serious problems on their hands. Verstappen will continue to demand preference, and other drivers that would be at their peak of their careers would avoid going to Red Bull knowing that they will be playing second fiddle. This dominance will have a lasting effect on the driver market in the future. The third issue is one that's been around for quite a while, but still hasn't changed. The better a team performs, the more cash prizes they receive, which in turn allows them to spend even more money on car development. It's essentially a never-ending cycle that favors the winning team. And sure, you can argue that the winning team also gets the least amount of wind tunnel time for next season, but we've seen how much that's affected Red Bull in the last years after their 2021 penalty. Red Bull was so far ahead of the field this year that they basically stopped developing this year's car at the halfway point and started focusing on next season's car. Obviously, not all teams had this luxury, and all continued focusing on the current season's car until the end of the season, but that just means that Red Bull basically has half a year jump on everybody else. And it's not like you can blame Red Bull for being great. They deserve all the success that they are having with the amazing work they have done, but until new technical regulations come into play in 2026, Red Bull will always be one step ahead. This means that other teams will have to work 2 or 3 times as hard just to catch up and have a chance at surpassing Red Bull. The final problem that I think Red Bull's dominance brings, and this may perhaps be the most important point as well, is the lack of fan engagement. Looking back, the building blocks of Formula One, or any motorsport for that matter, are the fans. The sport rewards the fans with fantastic racing, and the fans support the sport in return. There always used to be a buzz of excitement and anticipation in the air prior to the start of a season, but somehow it all just feels like it's missing. Like in any sport, fans have their favorite team, and they always have a glimmer of hope that even if their team isn't the favorite to win, there may still be a chance. Red Bull, however, crushed this dream entirely last season. When you go out every single weekend and win over and over and over, fans begin to lose interest. There's nothing exciting about seeing the same team win every weekend and not even having to fight hard to get that win. They paradoxically make it look much easier than it is by winning by such large margins. At some point, you don't even feel like turning on the TV to watch Max Verstappen on the podium and hear the Dutch national anthem for the 8th race in a row. And this shows because any fan I've talked to is no longer counting down the days until the next season starts due to the fear of a potential repeat of last year when there really isn't a contest and Red Bull will just dominate again. Not only does this lack of interest hurt the fan experience, it also hurts Formula One's financial situation. Although F1 has been booming in the last couple years, largely thanks to Drive to Survive, there's been an evident decline in viewership and interest over the past season. What does this mean, you may ask? You guessed it, less money. And there's nothing that Formula One and the FIA will hate more than losing money. So this is a big problem that they may choose to address, because if it continues like this, the problem will just get worse and worse. It's hard to blame a team for being too good. It almost doesn't seem fair. But unfortunately, that seems to be the crossroad we are at right now with Red Bull. Now sure, we don't know which direction the season will go, but if we do get the most likely outcome and Red Bull continues to dominate, there are serious long-term consequences that are going to follow. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date when I do post another video. Thanks again, and see you guys next time. Bye.